Hello everybody, my name is Adam Burton, and in this video we're going to talk about irony, what it is and what it isn't. Doubtless you've heard this word used many times in your life. Chances are you've heard it used correctly. Chances are you've heard it used incorrectly. Chances are the person that used it incorrectly was you! So I'm here to help you by setting the record straight. Now, I'm going to give you the dictionary definition of irony, but first we're going to watch a short clip about what irony is not.
Picture this. Your friend and you are watching a sitcom, and the sassy sidekick walks into a room carrying a 4-tiered wedding cake. He trips, falls, and faceplants into the cake. Your friend doubles over with laughter and says, "So ridiculous! So ironic!" Well, quick, what do? Do you laugh along with the laugh track and let this grievous misinterpretation of irony go? Or do you throw caution to the wind and explain the true meaning of irony? If you're me, you choose the latter. Unfortunately, irony has been completely misunderstood. We tend to throw out that term whenever we see something funny or coincidental. And while many examples of true irony can be funny, that is not the driving factor of being ironic. A situation is only ironic if what happens is the exact opposite of what was expected. If you expect A, but get B, then you have irony. Let's take the slapstick cake situation as an example. When someone walks in, precariously balancing something that shouldn't be carried alone, trips, falls, and makes a mess, it is funny, but it's not ironic. In fact, you probably expect someone who is single-handedly carrying a huge cake to trip. When he does, reality aligns with expectations, and so that is not irony. But what if the sassy sidekick walked in wearing a gold medal that he'd won at the cakewalking event at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996? What if that sidekick was a professional cake carrier? Then, maybe there would have been a reasonable expectation that he would have been more skilled when carrying a ridiculously large cake. Then, when that reasonable expectation was not met by the tripping sidekick, irony would have been exemplified. Another example, a senior citizen.
So there you have it. Irony is not simply a coincidence or funny situation, although of course an ironic situation can certainly be a funny coincidence. For example, here is a sign that I saw in Mexico, and we'll talk about why this is funny. So, what is it that makes this sign so funny? It's because you expect one thing and you get another. This business is advertising how good they are at speaking English and teaching English, and yet on the sign where they advertise for their classes, they make this huge translation mistake. You'd think that if anybody would make this mistake, it would be somebody who didn't know the language, not somebody who professes to know it very well. So the reason why irony is such a powerful tool is because it can make us notice things that stand out, things that don't fit and that might not make sense or are in a strange situation. So irony is used in lots of different ways in literature. A good example of this is Shakespeare. He loved irony in almost all of his comedies. I'm going to say almost all of them. He loved throwing in awkward situations such as cases of mistaken identity, people falling in love with the wrong people killing the wrong people, and he just loved throwing his characters into situations that were really awkward and strange, and he thereby forced them to adapt really quickly. And the same with his audience. If we watch his plays, we have to kind of roll along quickly with what's going along, and it deepens the plot a little bit. Sometimes it's goofy, but sometimes it's a little more serious. A dark example of this is from Oedipus Rex. In this play, the young man Oedipus is told by an oracle that he's going to kill his own father and marry his own mother, so he runs away to try to avoid this fate. But in the very act of running away, he directly brings to pass the prophecy itself. So the irony there forces us to think about the nature of things like prophecy and fate, and to just kind of force us to think. I think that's one of the biggest reasons for irony in literature. So as I finish up, I am going to warn you that you are now accountable for using the word ironic correctly. You're not allowed to use it for a coincidence or something that's just simply funny. It has to be something that defies expectations.
feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing and be feeling it right. Everybody will be dancing and we're feeling alright. Everybody.